Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Connecting the Dots. I'm Alex.
I'm Morgan. It is Monday, October 6th, 2025. Hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah, I hope so, too. Out here in Sacramento, it's looking like another sunny day, high around 84 later. Pretty nice start to the week for us.
Definitely. Though, checking the national picture, it looks like Florida's still dealing with that heavy rain and flooding. And there's a cold front moving through the middle of the country, mid-south, Ohio Valley, bringing some storms. So stay safe out there if that's you.
Absolutely. Now, looking at the markets, things ended Friday a little mixed, didn't they?
Yeah, slightly down the day. The Dow dipped about 0.15%, closed just over 46,700. But, it still had a strong week overall, up almost 1%.
Okay, and the S&P 500?
Pretty similar story. Down just a tiny bit Friday, 0.07%, ending at 6,729. But again, solid weekly gain there, too.
And Bitcoin? Still climbing.
Oh, yeah. Still got that positive momentum, up over 1% since yesterday, trading around $124,769. And the weekly gain is pretty impressive, over 9% since last Monday. Still seeing a lot of interest there.
Wow. Okay, so a bit of a mixed bag starting the week, but some definite bright spots.
Exactly. Now, before we jump into our main stories today, we want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors.
That's right. This show is supported by Pins and Aces. They're a fantastic place for premium golf apparel and all kinds of cool accessories.
Yeah, really high quality stuff, whether you're actually golfing or just want to look sharp.
And I've got a great offer for you. If you use the promo code SNARFUL, that's SNARFUL, you'll get 21% off your entire order.
Just head over to their website, pinsandasses.com. That's pinsandasses.com.
Okay, so let's get into it. Today's Morningstar Report has three really interesting stories that, they really connect, showing some big strategic plays in tech right now.
They really do. We're talking about everything from who's running major telecom companies to the absolute gold rush for AI computing power.
Yeah, exactly. Let's kick things off with story number one. This involves a, frankly, pretty surprising change right at the top of Verizon.
Yeah, big news. Verizon Communications announced that Dan Schulman, who you'll probably know as the former CEO of PayPal, is taking over as their new CEO, effective immediately.
Immediately. Wow, so Hans Vestberg is out.
He's out as CEO, yeah. Schulman's in, and Mark Bertolini is stepping in as the new chairman of the board as well.
Okay, so Schulman, that's not a telecom background, is it? PayPal is fintech payments.
Not at all. And that's what makes this so interesting. Vestberg, he was the 5G guy. He architected that whole strategy, oversaw the huge C-band spectrum purchase.
Billions on that spec.
That's exactly. A massive bet on the network build-out. And he was also managing the pending Frontier Communications acquisition, that $20 billion deal.
Right, the one that's supposed to close, early next year, Q1 2026.
That's the timeline.
Yeah.
So the board's rationale seems to be, Vestberg did the heavy lifting on building the network infrastructure.
Kind of laid the tracks, so to speak.
Pretty much. And with that Frontier deal moving towards the finish line, they said it was the right time for a transition.
So bring in the money guy? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Schulman's known for growth, right?
He's known for massive growth and, crucially, monetization. The board called him a seasoned and decisive leader. His job isn't really about building the network anymore. It's about redefining Verizon's trajectory. Meaning growing market share, definitely cutting the cost to serve customers, and optimizing how they spend their capital. Think about his record at PayPal.
Yeah, was it tripled revenue?
Tripled revenue from $8 billion to $30 billion, right, and grew earnings per share 5 times over. He knows how to squeeze value out of a platform.
So if you're a Verizon customer, this could mean...
What?
More aggressive marketing, maybe changes to plans or service to cut costs.
Could be. It signals a really intense focus on customer acquisition and efficiency. They want to regain market leadership, and that might affect prices, plans, how service is delivered. It's all about monetizing that network Vestberg built.
And Vestberg isn't just gone, though. He's staying on for a bit.
Yeah, they're keeping him involved. He stays on the board until the 2026 annual meeting, and he's serving as a special advisor for a full year, until October 2026.
Makes sense, especially to help with that frontier integration. That's a huge piece to absorb.
Absolutely. And interestingly, Verizon was quick to reiterate their full year 2025 financial guidance. So they're signaling confidence that Schulman can step in and execute without, disrupting things immediately.
Okay, so a big shift from network building to network monetization at Verizon. That actually leads perfectly onto our next story, which is all about the infrastructure that fuels so much of this demand, AI chips.
Right. The race for AI compute is it's staggering. And this next story is a huge development in that race, potentially shaking up the dominance of NVIDIA.
Story number 2. Advanced Micro Devices, AMD, has landed a massive deal with OpenAI.
Massive is the right word. It's a multi-year partnership where AMD will supply OpenAI with its Instinct GPUs.
Okay, GPUs, the graphics processing units that are essential for training and running these huge AI models. But let's talk scale here. How big is this deal?
The numbers are almost hard to grasp. OpenAI is committing to deploy 6 gigawatts of AMD GPUs over several years.
6 gigawatts. That sounds like power plant capacity. How do we even translate that for AI compute?
It's an enormous amount of computing power. To give you some context, OpenAI already has a big commitment with NVIDIA, reportedly for around 10 gigawatts of their systems. So adding 6 gigawatts from AMD it's a huge expansion and diversification.
So they're not putting all their eggs in the NVIDIA basket anymore.
Exactly. OpenAI needs this compute power desperately. Sam Altman keeps saying it's their biggest bottleneck. This deal gives them a second major supplier, which is crucial for security and, frankly, probably for negotiating power, too.
And for AMD. This must be absolutely game-changing.
Oh, completely. It's billions of dollars, expected to bring in tens of billions in annual revenue just from this deal alone. It's a massive validation of their AI chips, their Instinct line, and their software stack, which has been seen as lagging NVIDIA's CUDA platform.
Right. The software has been the sticking point for many. This suggests OpenAI is confident AMD can deliver on that front, too.
It seems so. And the knock-on effect is potentially even bigger. AMD is projecting this deal could lead to over $100 billion in new revenue over the next 4 years.
Oh, wait, $100 billion new revenue on top of their existing business.
That's what they're forecasting, yeah. From OpenAI and other customers who see this huge endorsement and decide AMD is a viable, powerful alternative to NVIDIA.
Just to put that in perspective, what's AMD's total revenue expected to be this year?
Analysts were projecting somewhere around $33 billion for all of 2025. So yeah, $100 billion in new AI chip revenue over 4 years it's transformative. It basically implies they expect to triple the size of the company based on this momentum.
Wow. The pressure must be immense internally to deliver on that. Okay, so a huge supply deal, massive validation for AMD. But there's more to it, isn't there? This isn't just a standard customer-supplier relationship.
Not even close. And that brings us straight to story number 3, the market reaction and the really unique financial structure of this partnership.
Right, so the market obviously loved this news for AMD. Stock jumped over 30% almost instantly.
Skyrocketed, yeah. Predictable reaction. But why this is more than just a sale is how they've tied OpenAI into AMD's success.
Okay, tell us about that part, the ownership stake.
This is the wild part. AMD issued OpenAI a warrant, basically, the right to buy stock later for up to 160 million shares of AMD common stock.
160 million shares. How much of the company is that?
If OpenAI exercises that entire warrant, it could give them roughly 10% ownership of AMD.
Get out. So OpenAI, the AI giant valued at $500 billion, isn't just buying chips. They're potentially becoming one of AMD's biggest shareholders.
Precisely. They are now financially incentivized, deeply incentivized for AMD to succeed wildly. It completely aligns their interests beyond just getting chips delivered.
That's a strategic masterstroke, really.
Yeah.
It turns your biggest, most demanding customer into your partner.
Exactly. And the way the warrant works reinforces this. It's not automatic. Getting those shares depends on 2 things.
Which are?
1, hitting the deployment milestones, actually getting those 6 gigawatts of GPUs installed and running. And 2, meeting specific AMD share price targets that get progressively higher.
How high are we talking? What's the ultimate target?
The final chunk of shares only unlocks if AMD's stock price hits $600 a share.
$600. What did it close at on Friday?
Around $164, $165.
So they need the stock to basically almost quadruple from here for OpenAI to get the full benefit.
Yep, it's incredibly ambitious. It essentially ties OpenAI's reward to AMD achieving massive market cap growth, way beyond just fulfilling the hardware order.
This just shows the I don't know, the intensity, maybe the desperation in the race for AI infrastructure, doesn't it? Companies are willing to trade potentially 10% ownership just to secure the compute they need.
It's the new reality. Securing that core infrastructure is everything. It's the biggest bottleneck, the biggest strategic imperative. This kind of deal structure might become more common as the AI build-out continues. You don't just buy from your suppliers, you invest in them.
Yeah, it certainly puts NVIDIA on notice in a way that just a big sales contract wouldn't have. AMD now has OpenAI literally invested in its success.
A powerful alliance. Okay, before we wrap things up and connect all these dots one last time, let's quickly mention our other great sponsor.
Absolutely. We also want to thank Skoni, that's S-K-O-N-I. They make premium golf shoes.
Really stylish, super comfortable, great performance on the course. If you're looking for top-tier golf shoes, definitely check them out.
And Skoni also has an offer for you. Use that same promo code SNARFUL, S-N-A-R-F-U-L, at checkout on their site, skoni.com, and you'll get 15% off your purchase.
Great deal from Skoni. That's skoni.com, code SNARFUL for 15% off.
Okay, so let's quickly recap what we've covered. 3 big stories, all interconnected.
Right. First, we saw that major leadership change at Verizon. Out goes Vestberg, the network builder. In comes Schulman, the monetization expert from PayPal. Signals a shift towards aggressive growth and efficiency.
Then the AI infrastructure race heated up dramatically. AMD scored that massive multi-year, multi-gigawatt GPU deal with OpenAI, validating them as a serious competitor to NVIDIA.
And critically, that deal wasn't just about buying chips. AMD gave OpenAI warrants potentially worth 10% of the company, tying their futures together and incentivizing huge growth with share price targets reaching up to $600.
So the big picture, the connection here, seems to be this intense focus across the tech world on controlling and extracting value from essential infrastructure. Whether it's the 5G fiber networks, Verizon is now looking to monetize heavily, or the AI chips that AMD and NVIDIA are fighting over.
Yeah, it's a battle fought with executive changes, massive supply deals, and even unprecedented ownership stakes. It really underscores that the physical hardware layer is absolutely critical right now.
Fascinating stuff happening. Lots to keep watching there.
Definitely.
We're here to help at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.